What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Father Son Fantasy Football Podcast. My name is Paul.
My name is Justin, and yeah, my dad has newer quality now. It sounds a lot better than what you're
I
used
hope
to,
so.
so hopefully it's a little better. You follow me on Twitter at JustinFSFF. Podcast Twitter's at FatherSonFF. We're going to go over Week 7 and how awful it was for a lot of big-name players, and it's just annoying to have it because all these cheap chalk guys we had for DFS didn't do anything. It was a really weird week in fantasy. I think you can agree with that.
It was a weird week.
It's a lot of weird weeks so far this year. So it turns out every week is just weird. We just don't know anything, and it shows you that we don't know anything. It's just our opinions and stuff. But today's the waiver wire episode for people who are new. We do a waiver wire episode, a trade targets episode with the review in there, and then we also do a start sit with Sam Lane that shows up on Saturday. So today is, like we said, it is the waiver wire episode. So without further ado, I say we get right into it.
Let's get into it.
Quarterbacks, Dad. All right, you know, we said before. What do you got? What do you got to say?
I was going to say the news of the day is Amari Cooper going to the Dallas Cowboys.
Amari Cooper traded to the Dallas Cowboys today for a first-round pick. Dallas overpays for a Walmart-sized T-shirt. Like I'm an Amari Cooper truther, but I've lost all faith in this guy. He can't match up well against good cornerbacks. And yes, the NFC East doesn't have great cornerbacks, but that's only 6 games per year. So you had her 10. I don't know what he's going to be doing there. I'm not going to worry about that. And another breaking news is Marshawn Lynch is put on IR. He's not coming back for the fantasy season. So this is going to get into the waiver wire for running backs. So I say we start running backs instead of quarterbacks, Dad. Doug Martin, I think, is number 2 waiver. For PPR leagues, I think you got to pick up Jalen Richard if he is available. He's the guy I want to own because he is actually 7th. We said this last week with Nate. 7th in the league in running back targets, not including this past
I believe
week.
a lot of people picked him up already because of the news. Lynch was hurt last week. So
he's actually only 20% owned in ESPN leagues.
Oh, really?
So
well, that's ESPN.
Definitely go pick him up. And then the other guy, Doug Martin, I think is going to take the carries. He's only 23% owned. I'm betting about $12 on each guy if you still have money. It's hard to say because now most people are down on money.
Right.
So I'd bet at least 10%. I
agree with that.
That's a decent amount. Next running back, who do you want to talk about? Marlon Mack's only owned 54% of the leagues. You're putting in all your budget for this guy.
What a week he had. Sam lost that bet against me. He took Naeem Hines over Marlon Mack. Marlon Mack outdid him.
It's against the Bills.
10-1.
159 yards, 2 scores across 21 touches.
No one expected that week from Mack.
He's
definitely
not even me. I think he's top 25 running back moving forward, but I would also look to trade him. Why not? You can see where the market is for this guy right now. It's been in 1 game against the Bills, so I'm not worried about that. But
he still had a great game. I think
Doug Martin gets 12 to 15 touches, so he's a guy in the PPR leagues. Richard is the guy who's going to outscore Doug Martin. What about Kenyon Barner? A guy who was signed by the Patriots. Sony Michel's looking like he's going to miss some times. If I'm the Patriots, I'm playing it safe because it's a first-round running back. He already had a knee problem in college, had a knee problem in training camp this year, and now has another knee problem. So Barner had 10 carries for 36 yards in relief, and I think it's going to be a nice, decent ad. They also have Kenneth Farrell from the practice squad, who's nice.
I think Sony Michel's not going to miss as much time as people think because the X-ray or MRI came back, everything looked good, so he'll probably miss maybe a couple weeks. But Barnett really stepped in to handle 10 carries for 36 yards in the win at Chicago. So
yeah, that was a weird game. That was a good game. We'll talk about that next episode. But if you're hurting for running backs, I put in at least 7% of your budget for this guy. It's not a sure thing, like my dad said. We don't know when Michel's coming back, but I'm gonna guess that they're gonna play it safe because James White is looking good, and Kenyon Barner, or they can sign Mike Gillisley, who's also there. But I don't know. I think they're gonna use someone else other than White. I can see that. Another guy I'm looking to add too, Chris Ivory. Head injury to McCoy. We don't know how severe that's gonna go. So if he's good to go, Ivory's gonna be nothing. But it's a nice little speculative ad. Who has the Patriots have a difficult matchup, so it's not that great, especially because Ivory doesn't play on passing downs.
You know, another guy to look at too, because there's really no leader in this backfield in the Philadelphia backfield. So Darren Sproles will be coming back in a week or two. So I say give him a shot, pick him up, because Wendell Smallwood paced the group with just 32 rushing yards and 9 carries. So it's not really a good running back, and I think the speed of Sproles, if he comes back, will be a nice pickup also.
Yes, I agree. I like that. It's a little sneaky one right there. What about Raheem Mostert?
What about him for the 49ers?
11 touches. He had 4 receptions, so 7 rushes, and then 4 catches. 78 yards. Alfred Morris outcarried him by 2, but was outgained by Mostert by 34. So I think he's
Yeah,
a better player.
Morris
And
is just not the
Matt
guy.
Breida can't stay healthy. So I think Mostert,
No.
if you added him last week, nice little speculative ad. And Ronald Jones stole a touchdown from Barber this week, but I'm not too worried about it. And I still think Naheem Hines is going to be possibly dropped this week, and I'm picking him up if he does get dropped, just because why not? If you need help at running back, he still plays passing downs. I'm out.
Yep.
And then I'm going to give one more little ad for teams that are doing really well, teams that are in top 4 position placing, right? So you're almost guaranteed playoffs at this point in a sense if you keep it up. I'm saying if Devonta Freeman was dropped, which he is, he's dropped in over 50% of leagues, go check the waiver wire, put in like a tiny $1, $2 bid if you're doing fab, because he's coming back week 15, and he can help you win a title. So if you're in first place, or second place, or third place, or it's close, and you have points, and you know you're going to make the playoffs, I think it's worth a speculative ad, because I'm not worried. I think he gets the job when he comes back healthy. Now,
he's coming back week what? Week 15?
Week 15, so right in time for the championship. This is credit to 454.com for that little sneaky ad I found. I was reading through that.
Yeah.
Now, quarterback stat, we're talking a position that has plentiful, so odds are you're not going to add one of these guys, but if you're struggling for quarterbacks because of bye weeks and stuff, Mitchell Trubisky is the guy I want to add. He's been doing it week after week as of late. He had 31.4 fantasy points in standard leagues. That makes 3 straight outings with at least 27.3 points, 316 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 47 yards rushing.
The best one he had to run.
This guy.
He had to run 8 yards for a touchdown, and he ran about 80. He was ran in 3 big circles.
I wasn't able to see it because I didn't get to watch any games this weekend because I was busy with homework and studying. So that was awful. But I did hear about that. I heard he ran like 60 yards for an 8-yard touchdown. Hey,
it was like 74 yards, I think, if they did the stat right.
Wow, really?
To run 8 yards.
Wow. That's insane. And as me and my friends would say, we take those. We take the stats. We don't care how much he ran. So we definitely take those. Now I'm annoyed about one guy. And that's Baker Mayfield.
Guy?
Baker Mayfield. Sam and I have been touting the past 2 weeks, and
he's done nothing.
He just can't get it done. He's not.
I mean, that team's been to 4 overtime games?
That means they're close. They're missing something.
4 overtimes this game, and they keep getting a bad break.
Chubb. We're going to talk about that next episode, but Chubb looks good. We have a guest coming.
If he's still on the waiver wires, which he's probably not.
Please pick him up. Please pick him up.
He's not on there.
He's good. I told you.
Once people heard about that Carlos Hyde trade, he's got to be gone.
Carlos Hyde, everyone. I didn't say it in the last Start Sit episode. For everyone wondering what the Carlos Hyde scenario is and what it means for Fournette, I was reading into it, and some smart people, I agree with them. They were saying that Yeldon is a free agent come next year, so he's going to be gone because he's looking for a better role to get more carries. So they're saying Carlos Hyde. They got him.
Can't even stay healthy. How's he going to get more carries?
I don't know. It's fine. I'm just saying.
He can't.
I'm saying Fournette's there, and Fournette has injury problems. Their team knows this, so they acquired Carlos Hyde for a 5th-round pick. That's free, basically. So if you're a team, why not get a good backup for your running back that you know goes down to injury quite often? And Yeldon's going to be gone next year because he wants much more money. He'll get signed somewhere. I know he can't stay healthy, but he's talented when he gets in there, and if he's behind a better scheming of offense, because Blake Bortles is awful and got benched. I don't even want to look at him. But back to quarterback stat. Joe Flacco's another guy I want to add. He's been doing really good. 15 points. He's got a good floor this year. He's got a high ceiling this year. I like that. And those are the 2 quarterbacks I'm looking to add. That should be on waiver wires. If not, you're looking for slim pickings. I'm not really worried about it because you should have someone available. If not, CJ Beathard, they're going against Arizona. I know he hurt you. I know he hurt you.
He hurt me this week. I played him this week. He hurt me really bad. The previous 2 weeks, he's done pretty good. He had 30 points, 26 points. This week, he had 2. He got sacked 7 times. I mean, he's playing the Rams. I put him in because I thought they were going to be behind, which they were behind. But then I thought he'd have to throw the ball. But no, he was terrible.
Very terrible.
He cost me a win in our main league.
And guess who got a win?
Yeah, you finally got a win.
What do you mean finally? I'm 5-2 now. I was on a 2-game losing streak, so I guess you're right. But
did you win in a home league? You didn't score 100 points in a home league again.
All right, wide receivers. Who are you looking to add for wide receiver?
You said him last week. If Traquan Smith's still available, pick him up. He did have a nice game.
That is my boy. Traquan Smith is the new Ted Ginn. 73% snap rate, 13.8 average depth of target, and 110 air yards the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, he played 73% of the offensive snaps. He only hauled in 3 balls for 44 yards. But if he's on a waiver wire, pick him up.
Yes,
because with Ted Ginn being out, he's got value there.
I also like Christian Kirk, who's had at least 6.7 points in 6 consecutive games, and now they finally fired Mike McCoy.
Right.
So this offense all around should be looking better. Not this week first off, I don't expect it, but eventually it's definitely going to look better than it has. I think it's a good add as a high floor, high ceiling play. And Chester Rogers had 4 targets on 23 attempts by Andrew Luck this past Sunday, making him the number 2 to T.Y. Hilton. And I still like Chester Rogers. And, Dad, these are guys from naming off our dynasty team, it sounds like. Nick Chubb, Traquan Smith, Chester Rogers. We're coming up in that league. Chris Godwin, another guy I like to see every single week. I don't know how he's not 100% owned. It was his last 5 games. He's had at least 10.9 points with a high ceiling. Right. I like him.
I'll give you a guy with word on the street now that Demaryius Thomas is up for trade. Cortland Sutton. He had another great game.
Cortland Sutton continues to impress.
He actually played 40 snaps, just 3 fewer than Sanders and 1 fewer than Demaryius Thomas. So he's out there on the field a lot. So with rumors now that Demaryius Thomas they're looking to trade him, he's got great value right there.
Did you just give a good stat? Since when does that happen? Since when do you give snap counts? Whoa.
Listen, I give a lot of good advice.
I mean, as much as I hate to say it, the last few weeks my dad has been on the roll. I have not. So it's not a correct answer sound effect for you, Dad. I'll just give you another one.
You did win a couple bets this week.
Well, no, we're not going to get to those. We'll get those next episode. This is a waiver wire episode. We'll get Randall Cobb. Sounds like he's playing week 6. I think I like watching Marquez Valdes-Scantling, but I think that he's going to be the wide receiver 4 in his offense. I also like to see Geronimo Allison, who 4 for 4 again with these great stats. He's been a wide receiver 2 this year so far before his concussion and hamstring injury. He should be back ready for week 8, and I think he's going to pick up where he left off. I think he's number 2 in his offense ahead of Cobb because Cobb's in the slot really, and he has way more air yards, which I like to see. That's my favorite number. So the one number I like to look at the most, if I'm looking at one specific number, and this isn't like the combining a bunch of numbers for one. This is one specific number. That's air yards. Allison has had 381 to 188. So I like the way that looks, and he's also had a higher catch rate despite having a way higher average at the target. So I think that Allison can still be a top 24 wide receiver rest of the way forward. And there's not a lot more wide receivers I want to look at here. I think Keelan Cole still had a team high 7 targets. This new offense with who's their quarterback they brought in? I'm going to blank.
Bortles is starting again this week. So
he is? Okay, well, Bortles is back.
Their wide receivers just haven't really done anything, really.
Yeah, it's been that.
I mean,
that
the whole
passing,
team,
that whole offense
has
been meh. It's hard to add them, but I mean, all of them work for respective add. And one more, I'm gonna say it's gonna be Willie Snead. Low ceiling, floor is pretty high.
He had a decent game.
And Chris Hogan, I drop him in almost every league, and now he starts to do well. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I don't know.
And then Kiki Kuti's not playing this Thursday, so if he gets dropped, I pick him up because why not? I mean, he's worth a speculative ad. And apparently, this is Tyrell Williams' world, and we're just living in it.
2 weeks in a row.
Is this guy actually going to be rebel? I know my friend who you're going against this week is mad about that, but
yep.
Yeah, the Chargers are on a bye week, so you can't really recommend him, but I think he's there to be a nice little flex play like you have, and your team's looking nice in that league. And last position I want to go to that is tight ends, and I want to run through this in less than a minute and a half. So you're going to give me 2 tight ends you're looking to pick up on waiver wires. I'm going to give the viewers 2 more. Go for it.
I'm going to say Ben Watson.
Ben Watson's 1. I like that. He seems to have a nice little target thing, and I think he's pretty good. And I also have a streaming option this week because the Vegas has the over-under on the Vikings this week at 53. So wow. I like that. All right, next, who?
Chris Herndon from the Jets.
Ooh, Sam's guy. If you guys listen to Sam and put him in DraftKings, you definitely fared out pretty well. I was, of course, forgetting. I was making my laps Sunday morning looking to put a guy in. I forgot to put Chris Herndon in, but he has scored a touchdown in consecutive games.
Yep, past 2 weeks. He had
targets last
4
week.
catches for 42 yards with a touchdown.
Yeah. I mean, the only bad thing is that they got the Bears, who only allowed 20 catches and 227 yards, tight ends in 6 games. That's crazy. The two guys...
The tight end is it's an ugly position, so these guys are worth a look.
Yeah, those guys
are hurting for tight end.
Herndon's definitely low owned. I think he's owned like 2% of leagues at that. I know Ben Watson's in 40% of leagues, and the 2 guys I'm going to list, one's at 52% of leagues, so he could still be available, and the other guy's at 40. First guy I want to talk about is CJ Uzomah. He's still in there, still being used every single snap, basically, and I believe he's going to be a tight end 1 to finish the season with how bad his tight end position is looking. He's getting the snaps to play, and he's going against the Buccaneers this week, who are awful against every position. So go ahead and play them, except for against the Browns. Well, entry looked good, but we'll talk about that the next episode. And the other guy I want to add is Vance McDonald. He looks good, top 12 also, I think. I think he's French
Yep.
tight end 1. He's also against the Browns, who isn't the best matchup, except for when Jared Cook went off against them, but he gets his targets. So I do like Vance
He does
McDonald.
get his targets.
And speaking of DraftKings and FanDuel and all of that, we are sponsored by thequantedge.com. So you guys go over there, use promo code. What is it, Dad? FSFF. It's 4 letters. It's not hard to do. It's easy typing. It saves you $10 for your first month. If you're getting tired of getting crushed by the pros, DFS players, and sports bettors, listen up. QuantEdge.com has all tools you need to play like a pro. They have a lineup optimizer, injury tool, wide receiver, cornerbacks matchup, head-to-head tool. They're going to be armed with everything you need to win. They also just added a betting tool, so people who like to make bets and stuff. They've had at least a 50+% success rate, which is good to see.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
so that's nice. And you can also make up to 150 lineups in seconds for whatever site you want to do. See matchups to exploit. Compare players to help you make the right decision you're on the fence about over at thequantedge.com. You also get the articles, the industry experts you're able to talk to. You get to listen to the podcast, and you get to talk to the TQE community by participating in the membership chat every single day. Someone's in there to talk to you about anything. So just go in there and hit up the questions for trade offers, trades, with free agent pickups and whatnot. So like I said,
Right.
code FSFF over there. And also, you guys can go over to sportssabermetrics.net, code FSFF, all lowercase over there. For the quant ads, doesn't really matter. Just try them out. It'll definitely work eventually, hopefully. I know these websites can be a
Pretty
little tricky.
simple, easy. The same code for both
We
sites.
just want you guys to save money, and that's what my goal is for you guys to do, is just saving money. And yeah, let me know if you use it over at Justin FSFF. No one's entering into that free giveaway for sportssabermetrics.net with Sam. And I don't understand that. All of our listeners that are listening to this right now, what are you doing? It's free. All you gotta do is just mention something. I know we're a little smaller and we're gonna grow soon, so I told on Twitter today, I said in a year or two, I'm gonna look back at this tweet where no one was entering into this contest to get a free subscription. I'm just gonna laugh at it.
Free.
I'm just gonna laugh at it.
Free subscription.
I'm just gonna laugh at it, Dad. I'm not worried about it.
Right.
I'm just laughing at it.
Right,
Right now
yeah.
we're small. I understand that. So if you guys are sticking with us and listening to the end, thank you very much. And if you guys are new, please subscribe. We're gonna be back. We have special guests coming on the show next episode, if all things go through. Hopefully they do. And
They
we're
will.
excited to bring out to you for a Week 7 review and trade targets. And anything else you want to say, Dad?
Nope, that's it.
All right, we're out.
Pretty easy week.